A very important concept is taught in chapter 18 about how to create a vessel, a receptacle, to contain God's light. You see, the faculties of our intellectual soul called Bina and Das, which are the ability to use our intelligence and comprehension, are not capable of receiving God's light. Chokhmah is. Chokhmah comes from the word koach ma, the power to become a what, meaning to remove our ego, to remove our arrogance, and the more we make room within us, the more we can contain God's light. You see, Chachma is higher than comprehension. And there needs to be a vessel higher than intelligence to be able to contain godliness, because God is unknowable. That's why all Jews, even those who have no knowledge of God and no knowledge of Hashem's greatness, believe in God, since faith is beyond understanding and comprehension. It is taught in Mishle, the fool believes everything, but the clever man understands. The fool lacks understanding, but grasps everything and every subject through the medium of faith. So when dealing with God and godliness, which is essentially beyond comprehension, there is no other approach. Because I approach you as a fool and as a beast, I am with you. These are from Mishle. Meaning through irrational power of faith, precisely therefore and thereby I am with you, the Pasuk says. As we see so many people who are illiterate and don't even delve into the Torah, or they have no knowledge of God, over the generations we have seen that they had been willing to sacrifice their lives to sanctify God's name, as if absolutely it was impossible for them to renounce the one God. And it was for no reason, and it was for no rational argument whatsoever. Their martyrdom was intellectually not motivated. It came from their faith. And we've seen that even of late. Dan Perlman, that reporter that said publicly before he was murdered, my mother is a Jew, my grandmother is a Jew. I remember back when I was at a Gush Katif dinner, and I remember Rabbi Jacobson was giving a lecture at this at the JCM Museum, raising money for Gush Katif. And I remember him saying that, so interesting, we see the Jewish people having such irrational faith in the peace process when we know it's so dangerous logistically to give them our territory. It would be like, oh, you want peace? Here, take my hand. Like, you don't cut off your hand. It's like part of you and it's vital to your existence. Who would do that? So I remember him explaining that our faith has the ability to connect to God beyond intellectual reasoning. And when we're not challenging it toward holiness and channeling it toward the love of God beyond intellect, then the other side of us, the Yetzer Hara, takes that irrational aspect of our being and then attaches it to our being irrationally connected to believing in some peace process or other things that we can find ourselves so connected to irrationally. So the more we channel this faith in God by learning, by praying, by, making this receptacle, then the more the godly light resides within us, and then has the power to make sure that we're going to be channeling all our energies for the good.